All right, we're just switching out there.
This is the aftermath right now of a situation that we're watching here. Take a look right now. We're giving you a live picture, a chaotic scene. You can see this is from Chopper 10 in Norfolk, an officer-involved shooting that killed a man and sent a police officer to the hospital.
Yeah, we have team coverage tonight on this story. This began just after 2:30 this afternoon. Our Jason Marks and Lauren Compton are at the Wells Fargo on Colonial and 21st Streets in Norfolk. Let's begin with Jason. Jason?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Stephanie, 2:30, just after that, that's when this investigation began, and that's just about when these shots were fired here in a very busy area in Ghent at the corner of 21st and Colonial. Now, let me step out of the way as a plane flies overhead and move the mic up to my mouth, and you can see what's going on a little bit right here. You can see that's the Wells Fargo Bank. Now, that's where the investigation is centering around. We're told around 2:30 that one of the suspects, went into the Wells Fargo Bank and tried to cash a bad check. Now, someone in the bank, one of the employees, called police. Now, two officers came out here, and you see the tan Mercedes that they're all around, the investigators over there. Now, we're told that when the officers arrived, they started walking towards that vehicle, and there was a man in the driver's seat who put the car into reverse and then accelerated towards the officers, hitting one of the officers. That's when gunshots rang out. And we're told the person in the driver's seat was killed here at the scene. Now, the woman who was inside the bank was quickly taken into custody. We're told that she's been arrested tonight. Witnesses are telling us there was also someone else who was taken into custody, another man. Police are not saying anything about that person yet, but we do know that two people were handcuffed. Not sure who that other person was just yet. That's something we're working to find out. Now, as you can imagine, a lot of people around. We talked with one witness who was sitting at the bus stop right across the street when all of this happened.
He just punched it in reverse, went backwards, hit the lamppost, and next thing you know, a minute or two later, they're dragging some girl out of the back, crying for help.
And that witness tell us that girl was then placed in handcuffs and put into the back of the police car. So we do believe that was the suspect, that woman that he was talking about there. Now, you see all the investigators surrounding that vehicle right there. Now, we don't want to zoom into that car because the suspect is still in the car. His body is. But what we did is we zoomed in and got a shot so you couldn't see him in the car. But let's just show you some video of what that windshield looks like, and that will tell you how many gunshots were fired. Witnesses were telling us 6 to 12. I counted, I believe, 11 in that windshield. So there are a lot of shots fired right into that car. We know the suspect was hit. He has died at the scene. Obviously, police are taking their time here, especially when it's one of their own. Now, one other thing we're working to find out here, initial reports we got was that the officer was actually hit by a bullet in the leg and then taken to the hospital. Police told us about an hour ago that that officer might not have been shot. He actually might have just been injured when he was hit by that car. So that's something we're working to find out, whether he was shot or not. And we're also trying to figure out if the suspect was shooting at all. We do know that shots were fired. We do know officers fired, but we don't know if there was an exchange of gunfire. So obviously a lot of unanswered questions. We're going to stay on top of this story, and I'll have the latest for you coming up tonight at 6. But now that's the latest here. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Jason. This happened in the middle of the day in Ghent, which is usually a very populated area, very busy area of Norfolk.
That's right, and that's why several people saw everything unfold right before their eyes. 10 on your side's Lauren Compton spoke to some of those witnesses, and she continues our live team coverage. Lauren?
Stephanie, Anita, because this happened in the middle of the afternoon, and as you said, we're in the very busy part of Ghent, there were a lot of vantage points to this whole situation. Several witnesses here say that they saw this whole situation unfold outside of the bank, and we talked to several people who say that they saw those two officers approach the suspect in the car. The suspect reversed, then accelerated, striking one of the officers. Just imagine how scary that was for all of these people just conducting business here, and then they see that and see gunshots followed by it.
Like as soon as the cop ran up to the side of the Wells Fargo, that I was like, that's weird. Cop drove by and then it was just instant gunshots. And I don't know if it was the officer or the robber that was shooting.
And those gunshots that were going back and forth, several witnesses tell us that they could still see the gun smoke coming from the windshield of that car that the suspect was in. Pretty horrifying for a lot of people here. I also want to let you know that this crime scene and the investigation is still going on right now. Very active. Detectives are going around the Wells Fargo bank. So that means if you're coming down to this area, it's going to be a little congested, and police are diverting you from this area. 21st and Colonial Avenue, you definitely don't want to come down here. A whole block has been blocked off here because of this investigation that's going on. And as Jason mentioned, we're still working to nail down other facts in this story. Reporting live in Norfolk, Lauren Compton, 10 on your side.